here, I come again to you as traveler for this Halloween story. Once upon a time, there was a pack of wandering wolves, all sisters, and some of them pups. They were known as the Sisters of Fire. One night, they had a terrible battle with a rival pack, the Riverbed Pack. The sisters retreated, a successful escape. But all were quite injured. Their injuries prevented them from hunting, and thus they were also starving. Soon a wounded she-wolf appeared at their campfire. She was called Stoneheart. The sisters were wary of this wolf, but Stoneheart told them, I promise to stand by the pack. To survive, we must stick together. If we hunt, we hunt together. If we roam, we roam together. Together we must remain one of tooth, one of claw, and one of voice. The sisters reluctantly took this newcomer in. Then, hoping to find some injured or sick prey on which to feed, or even a carcass, they wandered. And they wandered unknowingly right into the dreaded land of Raven's End. This was a place of darkest magic, a serpent's head of a place, circled innocently like a crown by a shimmering lake and a lush forest. It easily lured many a naive and desperate creature into its anxious jaws. Once inside the perimeter of its crown of deception, you would be confronted with the most rank, barren, and desolate place one could imagine. It withered the land with its venom. The entire place smelled of rot and decay. There, they found what they had so desperately wanted to flee, the dreaded Riverbed Pack. Who else would inhabit such a foul and godless place? The elf of the Riverbed Pack approached the sisters, and with notches and bites she let the travelers know that she was in charge. The sisters must now do her bidding or else starve. As she and her pack controlled all the prey, the sisters had no choice. One night there was such a storm. Thunder boomed and shook the ground with concussive violence, and swift as lightning pierced the sky. Terrible flashes of brilliant light. The Riverbed Pack knew they might all perish in the storm if they couldn't reach the other side of the lake in time. They also knew that the Sisters of Fire might warn the other packs of the River Wolves' brutality before they could make their swim. So, the Riverbed Wolves set out to destroy the travelers before it was too late. But the River Wolves were so arrogantly confident that no one would dare to confront their dominance, especially one so weak that they ignored what was right in front of their eyes. While they were busy making their cruel plan to destroy the sisters, the sisters managed to sneak off unnoticed into the night. The sisters were on the run. They hid in the darkness of the woods. They were so cold, so tired, but they knew if they started a fire, they would surely alert the Riverbed Pack of their whereabouts. But they were Sisters of Fire. Fire was in their blood. No, their blood was fire, and they could control all fire. So they built enchanted fire. Enchanted fire creates no light. You see, it's undetectable by the human eye, but for those close by, those who believe, it creates a warmth greater than any blanket you've ever known. It's as if this fire is made of liquid. It can wrap The sisters so completely that they felt like babes in their mother's arms. And as they slept, their fire quickly spread. The sisters weren't afraid. They were starved. They were wounded, but they stuck together. They remained one of tooth, one of claw, and one of voice. And they allowed their fallen sisters to help them. Flames and smoke now almost completely encircled the area like a fiery noose around the serpent's neck. The riverbed pack with their alpha to lead back the sisters up to the edge of the burning forest. Behind them, the flames. In front, bloody jaws. The sisters lunged forward, but of course they were too weak to snap their once powerful jaws. Instead, they opened their mouths and stretched up their necks to the sky and let out the most mournful, most hopeful, most uplifting sound one has ever heard. Traveler's song of such power, yet such gentleness, that at once withered the riverbed pack and strengthened the Sisters of Fire. Then suddenly and triumphantly, the sisters turned and rushed towards the flames and jumped. But of course, the Sisters of Fire had magical powers. The riverbed pack had none. The sisters easily jumped right through the flames. At that same moment, the inferno reached the center of the serpent's mouth, and the entire riverbed pack perished. Now on the outside, the Sisters of Fire were again standing in a lush forest, teeming with prey. Their bodies were strong and swift, their coats shone in the sparkling sunlight, and their eyes flashed with new clarity and brilliance. And they were, indeed, better and more magnificent than they had ever been before. And from that day to this, the Sisters of Fire roamed the countryside, one of tooth, one of claw, and one of voice. Until next time.